All right, welcome back to another daily video on why SEO is so important. In this video, I'm going to talk about Eat Your Water. It's a brand of beanie that I'm wearing because they are a smaller brand, and I wanted to show you exactly how important SEO is, but more importantly, how important content is. So if you have a look at their site quickly, Eat Your Water, they're a small surf brand out of New South Wales. Or I say small, they're doing pretty well, I think. But if we have a look at some of the collection pages here, they've done the classic, put some products up and leave it at that. Nothing wrong with that. They're obviously doing really well. They've got 120,000 followers on Instagram. But as I'll show you in a second, from an organic perspective, they're not really doing anything when it comes to SEO. As we can see here, their website is purely just a product grid. There's no real content. There's kind of nothing on there. If I go on to a product, there's obviously a little bit here, but we've got pretty basic information and there's not too much to work with. Now, as you can probably imagine, when it comes to SEO, this means that they just don't have as much content for Google to search and kind of crawl, sorry. And so therefore there's not as much content for users to find. So if I show you their data here, this is Eat Your Water's SEO data. They're a DR of 22. They get about 2,000 people a month, but you can see that their traffic line over the last year looks like a heart rate monitor where nothing's really happening, and then they just get these random spikes every now and then. So we can see, obviously, SEO is not a focus for them, and that's fine. A lot of brands will start off like that. And this is what you should do. You should grow your brand outside of SEO first. You should grow your Instagram following, your social following, and so forth, like Eat Your Water have done. But now there's a massive opportunity because they have been operating for over 5 years now. And you can see nothing's really happened from the SEO side of things. And this is because of their content. There's no pages for Google to crawl that has content and has any understanding as to what is actually on this page. So I can show you this here, right? First of all, if we go into their traffic, we can see that 76% of their traffic comes to their homepage from their branded search term. So obviously they've got a good brand, Eat Your Water. There's 2,000 people a month searching for that. They all end up on this website. So if I can remove Eat Your Water as a keyword, and we'll remove all the other variants, and I think people will search Eat Your Water. So instead of 2.2 thousand people a month, we now get just under 200. So you can see 10% of people are getting on this website purely through transactional search terms, t-shirt, star shirt, Tokyo shirt, so forth, independent surf brands, 6-panel hat. And you can see they're ranking, first page for some of these keywords. They're pretty low volume keywords, so there's not much there. But my point here is that they're not ranking for many keywords beyond their branded search terms, their branded keywords, I should say. And so if you have a look back here, right, they had a spike in the 7th of January of this year. So let's actually go back and let's see what happened on the 7th of January and what keyword was bringing them the most traffic. And so if we go 7th of January, so we can see they now have 5.2 thousand people, so double and a half, because they're ranking for cargo pants in the second position. So a keyword that has 22,000 searches a month, they were ranking in the second position for. And because of that, they got 2,500 people to their website looking at their specific product here, which is their rat race cargo pants. Right. So obviously this is just, Google playing around with the algorithm. They didn't necessarily do any SEO to get there. It doesn't look like it, but this proves my point as to when you actually have content that Google can understand and read, it's going to rank you in those positions. And you can see here, just from one extra keyword, they got double the amount of traffic to their website. So how could we actually change this for a small brand like this? And how could we make sure that they are ranking for those keywords? Well, this goes back to my collection page kind of guide and checklist that every single brand should be following. So here it is again. This is my Shopify on-page SEO checklist for collection pages. And what this is basically is you need to make sure that this is kind of SEO 101. You need to make sure that your keyword and the content on your page matches this to some degree, pretty close if you can, and make sure that you have your keyword in these locations, right? Your target keyword should be in your URL slug. So if we have a look back at this, let's go to, say, their pants with their cargo pants. So they've got pants as their URL. Obviously, we can go deeper and make that a cargo pants collection page or product page. H1 with target keyword. Again, if we go back, there's no H1 here. There's no anything. They've just got some products, and so they don't have a H1. So they're missing, the fundamental things that you need from SEO. Target keyword in the first sentence, we saw, again, no content, so they don't have their target keyword in the first sentence. Image alt text on all the products, I'm not sure what we've got there, but hopefully they've done that. Applied schema, let's have a look and see if they put any schema on these pages here. And so it seems like they haven't really got any schema. I'll put that up on the screen now, beyond your typical organization one, which is just a generic one. So again, they're missing out on certain schema that's going to give Google more information about this page, and let Google know that it's a shopping page, basically. Finally, keyword variations throughout the page and internal links to other relevant collections. Again, we're missing all this, and we're missing FAQs. There's no content on this page. And because there's no content, Google doesn't understand what it's about, so therefore it's not ranking in the search results. So that's just basic fundamentals of SEO. If you want to rank in the search results and you want your brand to show up, you need to put content on your page, first and foremost. And if you don't have any content on your page, kind of all the other SEO work is irrelevant. Like if you can do all this technical work and you can get backlinks and stuff, it's going to help maybe a little bit. But ultimately, if there is no content on your site that Google can read and understand kind of who that site serves, it's never going to show it to anyone because, quite frankly, it's a blank site with no information. So how does it know, who to show it to? So I hope that made sense. It was a bit of a short one there just to kind of talk about what you need to be doing with SEO. And if SEO is something that you're looking for your e-commerce brand, click the first link in the description, book a call with me and we can chat about this and maybe how I can do it for you. If not, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out videos like this every single day, hoping to give some more guidance on why SEO is so important and so powerful for e-commerce brands. So hopefully that was helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.